Wow. Please. Okay, it's a great pleasure to have you all here. You formal and the less formal words. Dear Boris, dear guest and colleagues, thank you for coming to this special event. On behalf of organizers, I would like to say a few introductory words. And I will follow the Jewish tradition. אפילו כולנו יודעים, מרבה לספר זה משובח. And the real story is not far away from the story of Yitzhak Mitzrayim. So we have organized this event to celebrate Boris Kanevsky's significant impact on Israeli mathematics and on international mathematics community at large. Boris has educated a significant part of Israeli mathematical community, including all the organizers, all junior speakers. And in fact, we have a trouble of finding speakers, not because of lack of speakers, but because of too many speakers who would naturally fit this meeting. And many, I'm sure there are many disappointed potential speakers in the room, including myself. I apologize for this, that we cannot invite all who would love to speak at this meeting. So Boris' influence on Israeli mathematics and beyond started from his early years in Moscow, where he left a lasting imprint on generations of students in the famous Moscow School #2, and then on the underground People's Jewish University, of which he was one of the founders. Boris significantly contributed to the fight against anti-Semitism in Soviet mathematics through his joint publication with Valery Sender of Intellectual Genocide. Along with related writings, it became a powerful jacuzzi within the international mathematical community and remained influential until the collapse of the Soviet Union, to which they certainly contributed. The story of the People's Jewish University is one of the remarkable chapters in the human rights movement in the Soviet Union. Founded in 1978 by Bela Subatovsky, Valery Sender, and Boris Kanevsky, it was created to serve in modern language, port key to mathematics for 14 students denied admission to Moscow State University just for being Jewish. Founding of People's University, for me at least, invites inevitable parallel with the creation of Sorbonne. Boris remained actively involved in People's Jewish University until his and Sender's arrest for human rights activities, followed by the tragic assassination of Bela Subatovsky by KGB in 1982. Over its 4 years of existence, even a little bit more than 400 students attended university, which is absolutely unbelievable. After his release from a Soviet imprisonment exile in Siberia, Boris immigrated to Israel in 1987. And here we suddenly joined in a different capacity as a students sharing a desk in Ulpan and copying homeworks from my wife, Olga, who was also a former student of Boris. In Israel, Boris influenced a generation of gifted students, working with them in a wide range of settings, among them Liad School, Mofet School, Ben Arbel circles at Tel Aviv University. Boris guided his pupils through the first steps into the mathematical world, one of the things which each mathematician, I think, remembers all his life, the first steps into the mathematical world. Boris' love for students, for mathematics, and his special pedagogical perspective affected almost a generation of young Israeli mathematicians. revealing to them university-level mathematics as well as beautiful riddles. And this culture of Olympiad questions and questions which are tricky questions but reveal some mathematics is not a common culture in all countries. It's especially a culture which developed in Russia, maybe in other places, but in Russia and especially in Moscow. And Boris was probably one of the leading person to show this culture beyond the Moscow community. So I think this is absolutely a remarkable achievement. Okay, I'll finish with the congratulation. And now, dear Boris, on behalf of the organizers, today's speakers, and you former students across the globe, I would like to thank you for all the lessons you gave to us in different subjects, in different places, over so many years. We wish you and your family good health and joy. Questions? Comments?